Alright. So hopefully more stabbage happens now. So escort transport, as far as I'm aware, shouldn't be possible with this. Because it needs any weapon that actually causes an impact. And the mines don't do it, and the spike can't aim at the debris, so it shouldn't be possible. I'm going to try and skip it if I can. Hopefully I did them in the right order.
Target disabled. There are 3 left.
This mission's relatively easy. It just comes with a time limit. Now that time limit is pretty lenient, given the circumstances, and they clearly didn't think it through. If the plan for protest is to go and gas themselves, but each their own. So the main problem is these guys. For some reason, the factory's own turrets go and count towards the kill count they need. And if let's see if I can get these last 2. I'm training for you. Nope, I missed it. Crap, alright. Okay, it's still salvageable. Wait, did I get him? Never mind. Whatever, I may have to come back. Apparently I blew him up somehow.
Target disabled. You have 1 left.
And among other things, if they weren't crappy enough, apparently the expenses for these weapons are super high too. So most of the income's gonna come from hidden parts and such.
All generators disabled. Now secure the factory.
Yeah, sure enough, I guess I got it. I have no idea how, but I guess I did. One of them must have gone pretty far from the spread or something. Mysteries. That's gonna be impossible. That's gonna be impossible. That is gonna be very possible. I'm gonna grab Fragile for this one. Neither of the ACs you get are particularly great. So this one's just 3 waves of the chunky riot MTs.
Security says there are MTs heading this way.
A little bit erratic, but relatively easy to hit with the blade anyway.
We still don't have power.
Radar active. Targets closing.
This will usually be an insta-kill unless it glances off their shield. Like there, it technically hit him, but it hit him from the side, so I couldn't stop.
Second wave approaching.
And I've already used more spikes than I'd like. But that's alright. It isn't a very long mission. Nope. That was a waste. Come on. Quit being random, bastard.
Third wave approaching.
Your RNG's in order.
restored. Pulling out.
Oh, oops. Thought I switched to the mines.
I'm hit.
Yes, you are hit. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be hit far worse and probably die in a few missions, just
Area
FYI,
secure.
but yeah,
Good work.
have a good time until then. Maybe go get yourself some ice cream.
Mission complete. Returning to base.
Mission complete. Combat system disengaged.
It's kind of disappointing at the last time that they bothered to do the extra voiceovers for, well, the last time they did kind of a helper system was back in FA. Yeah, here we go. That's the next one I want to do. So I did do it in the right order. So right after that should be to chase down the MT. And that should be all good.
The survey team needs assistance. Hurry up and find them.
And look like there was left.
Move it. We
Alright.
need help now.
Left. Lined up for right again. Oh yeah, and if these things hit a lot of surfaces, they'll just explode. They won't actually stay there. Grab the part. So grab the part. The other side I'm on. That didn't work out. Now if you wait long enough, I'm pretty sure they just die. Now, there's a huge rush. Which is like, I think it's 3 minutes or something.
Raven, cover us.
And there's no way they survive more than a few seconds under all that fire, but I will ignore that little fact.
Intimacy event.
So this was the reason that I permitted mines and just like any weapon that isn't a gun technically, because it wouldn't be possible otherwise. Like unless you got super specific with it, and then it just ceases being fun. All the fun in these games is weird, wacky builds.
Enemy reinforcements are closing in.
Bonk. Bonk. If I take out one of these, they should be fine.
We made it. Thanks for the help.
I think my favorite run was where they gave the announcement that they made it, and then right at that point they got shot and died. That was disappointing. Yeah, even if you let each individual group only get one shot off, they'll still take them out, which sucks. Also, now that I think about it, I'm doing pretty okay for shell, so I think what I'm probably going to end up doing is probably just seeing if I can stick with this core and do without the shell defense upgrade. So I need 41 for that. Where's the... there we go. So this is just to stop getting stunned all the time. This is to move better. This will occasionally disrupt missiles randomly. And that just makes, gives me a little bit more control in terms of stopping and stabbing some of these things. has fire here to terrible effect. So he just goes up and down a lot. Thankfully though, he doesn't have much energy, so he has to land pretty often. But he's your first, spending most of his time in the air, you see. And especially when he's overheated, he's not going to be doing too hot right now, no pun intended. He's also pretty flimsy. Not as flimsy as some, but still relatively flimsy. Probably gonna end up switching to the mares pretty soon. Because while this setup is pretty sturdy right now, I'm gonna need to start being able to dodge better. And these efficiency boosters just aren't gonna cut it. And by dodge better, I mean like friggin' dodge bullets. There. Simple enough. Backbreaker has no business being this far into the arena. So it's pretty close there. I think if there was a good candidate for testing out the rocket punch, it's this guy. I'm definitely gonna need a better output generator. I'm actually not sure where my drain's coming from. Nope, that didn't work out. Ouch. Okay. So he's a tank, so his stabbings hurt badly. Thankfully, he's basically got the turn radius of a brick wall. And it's not going to stop him from firing into the air. And the only time he even bothers to readjust for his shots is if he's using his rifle. But this should give a pretty good example as to just how, by far, the degree better blades are, or better regular blades are, rather, than this thing. I'm actually fairly certain most of that drain is coming from the blade. I doubt I'll be able to run him out of ammo, but we'll see. So now I'm basically one bad button press away from death. And theoretically, he should be about halfway through each of his weapons right now. So even more theoretically. Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to get close and use these mines on, it's not going to work out at all. It's kind of depressing because this guy's one of the worst things in the arena. Like on normal run, he's about as easy as the first guy you fight. He's got a lot of good stabs in. I don't want him stuttering there. Not much of a tongue twister. Nope. Clipped me just off the corner there. Again, less obtuse methods. I should have just been trying to blade him when I was trying to go around and mine him last time. You can see as far as the AI is getting more advanced, they're a lot more predictable now. It's a lot easier to land these stabs when I actually have some control over when this thing is slowing down. The last thing is the turn radius, and then I can finally fight decently. Theoretically, anyway. I don't think I actually used the, I don't think I actually used the turn radius thing last time. Carpet bombs. If I'm going for full weapons that nobody ever uses around, I might as well just slap the cluster bombs on here too. Yeah, so this guy. It's actually not too terrible to fight because he never actually uses his blade. See if I can find him normally. Funny because I do remember him using his blade one time, and it sucked. It was a terrible experience. And for the longest time, I thought he just plain didn't even have a script to even whip that thing out. But I don't know. I don't know what happened because that was the only time I've ever actually seen him slash with it. There we go. Oh, you guys aren't moving erratically. You're so much easier to hit. Amazing. I was like moving around like some weird caffeinated psychopath is the way to go. All these advanced tactics and whatever completely thrown out the window by somebody drinking too much coffee. Didn't mean to launch a spike. Here we go. Ah, crap, I just noticed. I meant to watch a video, re-watch one of the replays a while ago. So this guy's missiles are his main source of damage, unless he gets an overheat with his pistol. And his pistol's got really low ammo. It does really low damage by itself, so as long as you avoid the consistency that it can bring, and have too much of an issue with him. Oh, just have mines. Sit over here. You're not gonna let me stab you. You're the reasonable person. Oh, and I have to hope that these are enough now. I guess there's not many games that you can say that you do bum rushes with mines. Yeah, luckily most of the AIs don't try to avoid these. These torpedoes are utter BS though. Like, he'll just friggin' point blank you with these things. Interestingly, sometimes they blow up on this wall, other times they will actually stick to it. I love how he just runs over them and doesn't even care because they did all of 200. Come here, I've got pretty much no damage for you. So now with a little bit faster reload, these can basically be the shotguns from that day, like the little shoulder shotguns. The idea feels very similar, but like you just get in close and you smash them with them, but reload time is ridiculous. It's friggin' ages. Not sure what that sudden lag spike was, but whatever, I still hit him. Come down to the wire here. And done. One thing I do appreciate in the portable remake, when they changed the low AP sound, so instead of all the time, it's just like I appreciate it. Alright, now I think is when we got my favorite generator. Is it? Yes. So less emergency cap, but it's just a better all-purpose one. It's usually the one I end up using. Now for the turning parts. Oh, because I was... Alright, I'm gonna have to drop something. There, I'm gonna drop this for now. I get this. No, I can't. Yeah, so I think what I'm probably gonna do... I'm gonna save up money to go buy the small shell core. That was almost awesome. So this is the rapid fire machine gun enthusiast of the week. One in every game. I would say this one's one of the more threatening ones because he tends to carry a lot more ammo. He's got Gatling arms and 2 chain guns. So total 600 rounds for the back ones and just 300 in the arms, I think. Something like that. Counting my odds of actually punching this guy pretty low, though. At least while he's still got ammo in him. Now, the problem is, like, I know I probably could still get close and punch him, and probably wouldn't take too much actual damage from the gun itself, but would overheat by that point. It would make getting away and avoiding any further damage a bit of a problem. Nope. As I immediately overheat myself on purpose. Expert strategy. Many winning. Ineptitude showcase on the road. And go figure, I thought he was out of arms. Well, I guess plan B then. I'm just gonna strafe backwards and run him out of ammo. As long as I've got an angle on him, he can't hit me. Nope. Rested at the wrong time. Oh yeah, I'm never gonna use this map, by the way. Cool map, I'm not gonna use it because there's no way I'm gonna end up stabbing anyone there. Yeah, that'll do. He'll get stuck in the corners. He's one of the ones that gets stuck real easy. That took some friggin' damage on him. Well, applied it to him, I should say. I hit the button, didn't want to do it, so I don't know. Maybe I spilled some water on this thing or something. Maybe something's wrong with the wire, I don't know. I'm sitting there standing at times that I could have hit this guy. Could be I'm just tapping the button too lightly. And those aerial hits off is difficult, which never happens. But worth a shot. Actually, they're pretty easy to get off on base of killing people. People, robot AIs, whatever you want to call them. The axe. Even though I actually still don't know what the hell Linux stands for. VD. Yep. So please stand still in one place so I can have the requisite half an hour to deploy my sword. Thank you. Yes, I know, I apologize. It's a major inconvenience, but my weapon's still loading. I have a feeling a change of plans is in order. kind of what I need. That gives me exactly enough for the part I need. Wait, no it doesn't. I already bought the part I need. I mean, the other part I need. Get some of that scaling shell resistance. And I suppose not playing like an idiot works as well. But, as an acceptable alternative, there's always improved stuff. What I should be doing is upgrading my radiator. That's kind of next on the list. For now, I'd just like to be able to tank this guy's annoying chain gun. His weapon arms are super easy to dodge. It's his chain gun that's got a little bit of extra curve on it, for whatever reason. I'm not sure why that is. Like, when you fire it yourself, you end up trailing the target behind them, not in front of them. Instead, this guy seems to lock on perfectly immediately, but then suddenly not do that anymore. So I think they have like a split second of manual aiming that's allowed. Like, even if you try to manually aim it yourself, you're not allowed to because it follows the lockbox. Unless there's some option to make the chain gun full manual aim, which would have been a lot more useful. Now the unfortunate thing is, because again these don't really count as a projectile weapon or anything, they don't seem to register in terms of letting me have their information. So I think it is exclusively going to be the spike that tells me how much ammo he actually has left. And normally when there's characters like this, I prefer to just let them run themselves out of ammo. I'm just gonna run anyway. Mines are doing okay enough damage though. Yeah. I was about to go for that last spike, but then the wind menu came up. It's not really much of a menu, is it? Yeah, I want to get up to Doral, because he's going to be the next... Actually, I think he's going to be the first killed off in the story. So this guy, I fought in the reservoir the first time around. Actually got some pretty good stabs in while he was going and doing his circles. However, he gets stuck right here, so that's way easier. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to move? And that'll just go ahead and just you know, stay impaled in him. And that's fine, I'm sure that's allowed. Sorry about that, sudden text message. Probably have to remember to cut that off. I probably won't. Odds are very high that I won't. Now, Yellow Boat is one of the ones I definitely wanted to try in terms of a challenge run, because she is basically an overweight, non-OPI or OP Intensify cannon user with a Moonlight somehow. And she shot that giant thing using this setup somehow. We'll probably have to alt something else like Red Submarine or something, whatever. I mean, her bazooka is good, but not really good enough to carry anything, especially with the overweight penalties. So I think that affects your weight too. Or, duh. No, that it affects your aim, I mean.